problems, I feel bad for your son. I got 99 problems, but being a bitch ain't one. Rock Nation Empire, blueprint in the vault. Every brick I flip turn to gold, that's all I know. Whoever putting money on my head, they surviving. You ain't getting rich off me, but homie, you could die trying. I'm the undefeated king of queens, getting straight dubs. My bulletproof vest about to be covered in your blood. If you talk smack, get clapped, diced up and slaughtered. Y'all, you looking kinda pale, need some vitamin water, dog. He the prophecy, you don't know what's on the line. Ignoring signs, just summon the destruction of space and time.
Give a damn about your prophecy, you ain't seen what I saw. The Illmatic Oracle, been him since 94. Most critically acclaimed, my style second to none. You talk about kings in the presence of God's son. I hear you prophesize, but do you see the big picture? I pen scrolls and shadows where the street lights flicker. Flow like hieroglyphic scripture, make the weak hearts quiver. Eyes flow so cold it'll make Lucifer shiver.
Here we go, shaking stadiums, a shady spit this flow. Do they know? If you piss me off, I'll go ballistic, bro. These kings looking like bozos. I'm wondering if I should snatch that gold. Hell no, that's just a joke. What's a king to a rap guy, yo? Shady to see to the 8 miles and my jutsu ain't no need for combs. Get so close, I lose my shit and carve my name onto your bones. We kills my comatose, believe I'm not here to save souls. I'm going in until I know the prophecy wanna fall as fuck old.
I rip the steel barrel, kissing your dome piece. Down in the pipe, like a heavyweight, I'm obese, cause I eat beats. My temper's hard to manage. I'm a Brooklyn savage, leaving all your bones damaged. Stage killer, brick flipper, the Ciroc sipper. Your ass techniques, sounding like my butt cheeks. I got bars so beat, send you back to your roots. Stash the weak MC's boots and leave his drawers with streaks.
It's not the way the dragon flow. Big boss, soon call my AC broke. I've been no real bigger since a baby though. My boss bigger bungalows. Jump my wall to wall, but I still run this so run from me. I'm the big dog, y'all just hush puppies, big money. Sniffing bread out like a dog hunting. Rabbit punches hit like fleas, but I hate Bugs Bunny. Tunchi like a butcher. A knife with a bazooka. 3 grenades on my waist and I Uzi with the shusher.
Feel the fire in the pain, but that's just the game. Even though you mad right now, we need to be brothers again. Little homie, my military, we prepared for the buses. It's similar to us, so why not squash the beef and just join us visions of other dimensions? Millions of niggas thug living. Wait, one striker, open the gates of heaven. So heed the prophecy before it creates. You're talking too much, but you don't believe in this place. Sounds like you beef it with the fifth. From the trenches, we talking clear to go. Who gon' prevent me shooting senseless at these niggas' throats? Old ass nigga, you ain't stopping me and my crew. We out here swinging, you can bring it, we ain't stopping.
To the floor, Shimon, thriller in the night when the choir sings and people in the crowd they roar like thunder in the presence of the king. A legacy forged from nothing and an aura so strong, even I see him coming, aura bright as the dawn. On the charts, his music still reigns, hundreds of millions sold worldwide, with top 10 hits in 5 straight decades, inducted into the Hall of Fame 2 times, even legends speak in whispers when they mention his name.
Hello. Hello, all you beautiful pepples out there. How's everyone doing today? How is yous doing? Welcome once again to our favorite time of the week. It's Saturday. You know what that means. It is I, your mercenary with the kicks, coming to you from 2286. Call sign Henshin, coming to you live for the Kamen Rider ZEZTZ-udan. How's everyone doing? Hope you all are ready because we are amidst what is going to be an ultimate shitstorm in the best way possible. Because we are walking in to ZEZTZ today. We are walking in with Baku on the verge of being disavowed. His mission has failed, and with no Zero to hold him up, it looks like the agency is about to set him up for failure. He's about to pretty much be marked as a traitor. So, things are happening today. The things, they are a-happening today. Like, I'm gonna be real with y'all. The things, they are a-happening. We don't know what's going on. We don't know what's about to happen. Right now, all we know is that today we are promised our mid-season power-up. What it entails, I don't know. Catastrom, is that what that's called? That's an odd name for that. But we are in the presence of something big. Because the story is about to take a massive shift. And it raises questions as to what does Baku do after this? Right? What does he do? What's his move after this? Because at this point, he's rogue. For all intents and purposes, he's pretty much rogue. And bear in mind, I'm assuming that's what they're going to do. Because ultimately, I don't know what there is. We're going off clips from the previews. And it looks like it's going to be... They're going to fight him. So clearly he's going to go against something, some sort of doctrine, which leads me to believe he's going to be disavowed. What theme and motif do you want to see the 8th Reiwa Rider? That's a good question, actually. Make him a wolf. And give him his powers through crystal orbs. Admittedly, I have been designing my own Kamen Rider on that premise, but so that one's a little bit of bias towards me, but I would just like to see a wolf-themed rider. I would love to see a wolf-themed rider. Like, I would love that. Like, a beast of darkness, you know, like, well, maybe not darkness, but, you know, wolves, nocturnal hunters, I believe. I could be, well, they're pack hunters, but still, I would like a wolf motif that does wolf motif better than ZEZTZ-udan did. That's what I want. Like, realistically. But, yeah, because I think having the wolf motif in Toku kind of needs a mulligan after ZEZTZ-udan. So I say give it to Kamen Rider. Give it to Kamen Rider. They'll be able to do right by it. That's what I believe. That is my belief. We are 5 minutes away. 5 minutes away. And questions in the air. Where the fuck is Zero? Is Baku about to be disavowed? What's Nem's deal? Is she actually developing her own powers, or was that just the setting they were in? Like, how does he get the new power up he's getting this episode? Like, there are questions that we need answers to. Are we gonna fucking find out finally what the dealio is with this organization? Does it even have a fucking name? Or is it just literally this lady in Knox? Is that it? What's the deal? What's the backstory? Are we gonna learn any of that today? Kamen Rider is the king of Toku. You damn right. You damn right. Put some respect. Literally, okay, so someone posted a graph. Someone posted a graph on I think it was either Blue Sky. It was one of the two. Blue Sky or Twitter. And it was a graphic that shows the exact inflection point when Super Sentai lost the war. Right? Where is it? I gotta find it. Hold on. Hold on. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this on screen. So let me readjust this. I want you guys to look at this graphic. Y'all seeing something here? Are y'all seeing something here? Do you see the exact moment? Do you see the exact moment Kamen Rider skyrocketed? Like, let me zoom in further so you guys can see this. Let me zoom in further. How obvious can I make this? Hold on. Are you seeing a pattern here? Decade. Like, this is, again, why do you think I call him the GOAT? Why? Why? I wonder why. Why is Decade the GOAT, you may ask? It started with Decade, and it went up ever since. Decade started it all, baby. Because of Decade, Kamen Rider has been on top ever since. He the GOAT, baby. He the GOAT. He is the GOAT. Beautiful stuff. Beautiful stuff. Decade. Because of Decade, Kamen Rider became a powerhouse. I want you to just visualize. Because of Decade, Kamen Rider is on top, baby. That's how it went. Decade started the revolution, baby. And I loves to see it. I loves to see it. Do you think there's a problem? No, there is no problem. There is nothing but greatness. The 10th Reiwa Rider for Reiwa I have my hunches. But I wouldn't be surprised if they just retrofit Legend to be the 10th. You know? I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, I don't genuinely think they're going to go there, but that is an option. Because I feel like Legend had no point. Because the inclusion of Legend was weird. I didn't quite understand it. Right? Like, what was the purpose of another Legacy Rider outside of the 10, you know? It was weird. I didn't get it. Like, Legend was super weird. So I wouldn't put it out of the realm of possibility for them to try to retrofit Legend into that role. It was the chart of toy sales. It was literally like set at the point where each season debuted, right? And then counted up to the next season. So when Decade started, it immediately rose and then double kept it going. So because of Decade is why we are here now. Because it started rising with him. Double took it further, but Decade started it. That's what it was. Decade started that shit. Hence why he is the GOAT. More proof that Decade is the GOAT. Since a lot of the Reiwa, a lot of the Heisei Raiders knew each other too, so. But I get your point. Revice had a crossover with Geeth. I mean, they have a crossover every year. All right, we need to jump to the cinema. We're 10 seconds away. We need to jump. Let's go ahead and here we go. He's a secret agent, motherfucker. The Demon King, Wagamao. Just the existence of the nightmare was enough to trigger that shit. Well, let's see what happens. Wait, they slept in the park? I'm sorry. So we're just gonna act like last night didn't happen? Whoa! Interesting that they just show up. Uh-oh. There it is. So there it is. The mission is set in stone. Okay, so maybe I jumped the gun on saying that he was going to be disavowed, but they definitely do turn on him at some point. They do definitely turn on him. Because clearly he was fighting his own guys. He was fighting Code's own people. So there's still room there, but right now he's got to pretty much fix the mess that he started. You know what I mean? He's got to fix that mess that he started. So we are right now looking at, a possibility here that they will kind of cut him out of the picture later on the line. That's definitely what we're going to be seeing here. Or at least that's what I think. I'm just, spitballing here, as I do. I'll usually throw that out there. I will throw out my ideas as they go along. So I don't think I'm totally wrong just yet, but there has to be some reason why they attacked him in the preview. You know what I mean? There's got to be a reason for that. Right? Has to be an absolute, particular reason why they showed him getting attacked by his own people. Also interesting that they framed that as a mission. Because remember, the first time it happened with Baku, he just went for it.
彼女自身が選んだ道なら他人がどうこういう問題じゃない。
私やっぱり兄が心配です。
彼を信じられないのか。
They don't know about his bad luck, so of course they wouldn't be concerned.
あいつはもう立派なエージェントだ。役割分担だ。お前ら二人はナイトメアを。
了解。
俺は小高を抹殺する。待ってください。そこまでする必要が。何眠てえこと言ってんだ。あいつはナイトメアを手引きした元凶だろ。でもそれって
ethics。
人の命を奪うことですよね。あいつはもはや人じゃない。
He no longer qualifies as human. Oh, Jesus.
何をためらってる。セブン。世界を守ったところで誰に感謝されるわけでもない。割に合わない仕事だが、誰かがやらなきゃなんねんだ。でも、それでも嫌だってんなら、お前のそのベルト、よこせ。待ってください。
サイブ。まだ彼は気持ちの整理がついてないんだ。
コードに従う覚悟がないなら必要ないだろう。
Will you lay him in...
そもそもコードは正しいのか。
Uh-oh.
ずっと引っかかってた。カプセルの悪夢を叶える力だって知って、その意味が何なのか。
It's all coming together in his head.
コードって何なのか。
子供たちの夢から生まれた凶悪なナイトメア。あれを見て思い出さない。
Didn't it trigger a
あなた
memory?
も子供の頃にとてつもない悪夢を見たんでしょ。
そんなに特別な人間には見えないけどな。
I love how 5 is dressed up like a Yakuza member.
ただ夢と現実のギャップに慣れてないだけ。
覚悟が決まったら来い。
He's got too many questions and he doesn't know where to get the answers. He's like conflicted right now. Here we go. Analysis. I mean, to remember one dream out of the many you've had in your childhood would be a interesting one. Wait, what? Okay, the fact that you would remember a dream you had when you were... Oh. The fact that you remember a dream that you... Oh. Wait, what? Is he asleep right now? What is happening? Did he fall asleep? Wait, did he just fall asleep? Did he just take a nap? What is happening right now? What's the disconnect here? I don't... How would you remember a dream you had as a baby? You don't become conscious till you're like 4. Ah. You need to capture him. You have to capture the nightmare. That's your new power, my guy. Oh, look.
ゼロから奪ったメモリーは解析が済んだ。
高度の拠点を特定したのか。
計画を実行に移す時が来た。
You gonna destroy it now?
まずは梅雨払いを。あなたも心を捨てる覚悟はできた。
What purpose did that serve? Nox is about to sacrifice himself, I think. Really? Didn't have a sense of self until... Wow, that's insane. Really? Until they were 18? Dinosaurs! Let's go! That's some Kyoryuger shit.
速報です。現在都内各地で落雷とともに巨大な竜のような未確認生物が発生しています。原因については分かっておりませんが、人命最優先で大至急避難を。
You seem very calm.
ブラックケース始まったか。
ナイトメアの仕業。警視庁が爆破されたように現実に悪夢が押し寄せてるんです。
I love how like Nagumo just believes it now. Like, just hard in. She's in now. She's in.
ナイトメア。
Nox, you motherfucker. God, that gun is so unwieldy. It's so unwieldy.
お前が消えろ。
Invoke Lord System. I'd love to know the story. I'm trying to like think back to the dream. Vague, fuzzy memories of just replicating what was going on around them. And then once they look down and go, oh shit, that's me.
Fuck.
こんなところで何してるんですか。
いや、ついていかなかったのか。コードに。
He's just a kid, man. Come on. Like, I don't need Fujimi to go hard on Baku. My guy's going through some shit. Come on. Come on. I'm sorry. No vote for you.
これはもう夢じゃない。本当の悪夢に苦しめ。
Ah, nope. Oh, she gonna die. This is when she dies. There it is. Oh damn, 2 deaths in the span of a month. What? Well, actually, no, it was Christmas the last. No, it's been 2 months. Oh, she did. Oh my god, and now you're just gonna double tap her? Nox, you dick! Nox, you motherfucker! Don't do that to her! Holy fuck. Nox, you heartless fucker! What? Is she gonna turn? I don't know why, I just got this weird... I don't know why I thought she was gonna turn. Judo flip him! You have to stop! Oh, God, this is the one time right now I need Baku to stop being a little bitch! Please! Look, man, as fucked up as Fujimi's line of thought can be sometimes, he's definitely like the voice of reason. He knows, he might not be the best analytical guy, but his heart's in the right place every single time. Fujimi is the voice of reason. Do not have a nervous breakdown, man! Do not run into battle in this frenzied state, my guy! This is starting to let me believe that his new form is a hazard state. Hazard on! Wait, where was the gunshot? Ooh. Oh my god. Code's guard dog. He's about to die, man! Don't do this to him! Holy shit, this is epic! Two agents have died because of Seven's negligence. That's how I was gonna frame it. That's how they're gonna frame it. Nox just unredeemed himself. Like, holy shit. What a fucking heartless piece of shit, man. Oh! Direct hit! Wait, what? Holy shit. MacGuffin! The siren. What are these sirens on his sides? So this is his own. Wow. Whoa! Holy shit! Punch it! Oh shit! Power up! Catastrom! Holy shit. This is a hazard form. So they're bringing back the hazard form. That's crazy. Oh, it's a wholly different belt! Bro, if that's not a hazard form, I don't know what is. Holy shit. My boy on roids! Bro, this is a dark form. This is a dark form. I can't believe they brought him back. Gorilla. Yep, that's a dark form, baby. He just struck it off! Break his arm! Gone! Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. The Terminator vibes are real. Holy shit! You have angered a demon. Yep. I can't believe this. It's been years since we've seen a dark form. I love it. I love it. You have risen the demon.
私がナイトメアを生み出したから。
ずっとこの日を待っていた。
俺はコードナンバー7ミッションに遂行する。
Wait, he's gonna dress. Wow. Holy shit. That is mental. Holy fucking shit. Holy. Okay. Okay. Let's take a moment. Let's take a deep breath. Let's just let it all in. Take it all in. Take it all in. When was the last time? And I need y'all to answer me honestly. I need y'all to answer me like super honestly. How long has it been since the hazard form was a thing? Right? How long's it been? We had one in 01. We had one in Saber. We had one in Revice. Did we have one in Gotchard? I didn't finish Gotchard, so I don't remember. Was there a dark form? That's the big one. I don't think... Did Geets have one? Actually, that's the question I should be asking. I don't... Revice had one. Did Geets have one? For Tsuruhara, but like not... But he wasn't like a main... He was like one of the side guys. Like, did Geets himself have one? You want Four's head on a pike? I don't blame you. I do not blame you at all, Scruff. I don't blame you at all. Here's the thing. Gotchard, I'm asking if, like, Gotchard himself had a dark form, because I don't know. Does Daybreak even count as a dark form? Because obviously I'm not talking about the side riders. Like, I'm not talking about Ultimis or whatever. Geets did not. Gavin Geets. So we have not had a dark form for the better part of 4 years. And I can't believe this is when we get the dark form back. Right? Clearly that power is going to take a toll on him, and clearly that is what that lady was expecting, given her expression, because she gave a slight smirk. She was counting on this. So, right now, that is a power that Baku cannot control because it just kept going over and over. I'm going to break you. I'll break you. Catastrom, and here's the thing. That suddenly answers so much. The name itself, Catastrom. What was the one thing that kept happening to Baku in real life? Catastrophe. Got shot by aliens at the end of Gav. Got struck by lightning. Almost bitten by a shark. Picked up by a tornado. This man had catastrophe happen in his life. It only made sense that the big power-up for him would be catastrophe. Because that particular nightmare has haunted him his entire life. Since he was a child. Hit by a meteor. It made sense that this form would be one that he would take on, but he can't control. And of course, like, he's down, right? He is down. I don't want to say down bad. That doesn't sound right. But he is emotionally down right now because of his hesitancy, 2 people are dead. Because he hesitated, because he doubted, 2 people are dead. As if the lady in Nox had more to do with this form than Nox wants to believe. Here's the thing. The lady knows, but I don't think Nox knew. Because when he starts fighting Catastrom, he doesn't know what he's facing. He doesn't know what he's facing down the barrel of. But it seems like the lady knows. And I think it comes back to what the lady said to Nox. The first thing we need is a harbinger. Nox goes in mistakenly thinking that he is that harbinger. He goes in mistakenly thinking he's the harbinger and why he ends up taking out 5 and 6. Not knowing that the harbinger himself was Catastrom ZETZ. So not only has Nox, I feel like Nox is about to come to the realization that he's being used. Just how he felt like Code was using him. He's going to come to the realization that this lady has been using Nox. I don't know how soon that comes to realization. But Catastrom is going to fuck shit up. And I truly believe that. Nox wanted revenge for being disposable for Code, only to be sacrificed by Lady. Yeah. He ended up walking into a situation where he was being used to another situation. He's pretty much disposable 101. Nox thinks this happened all because of Code, but the Code Riders all have some control over their limits. Nox, yep. Do I get the feeling that Baku wants Nox's blood? Do you not blame him? The man just saw him kill an agent in... Well, not even saw it, but he heard the gunshot. He saw Nox standing over 5 with a gun. And he saw that 6 is also dead. I would not blame him at all for wanting to rip Nox's arms out of his sockets. And then beat him to death with his own arms. At this point, one of his friends' crushes is dead. I don't know if they're going to directly imply that. but definitely she cared about her enough. So I can see where you would make that correlation, but you know how these things are, where like in Japan they're very wishy-washy about representation. So I don't know if they'll outright say it. We can imply it. But who knows if that's truly what they're doing, you know? But at the end of the day, like, we saw something truly hellacious. Like right now, like this is not beyond, right? This is not beyond what you would see in a secret agent flick or in a secret agent story, right? I don't know how much you want to say this mimics GoldenEye, but Trevelyan did kill a couple of agents before 007, if we're being perfectly honest. So there is, can he use recovery on the other agents if they were still alive? Because here's the thing, Baku is not truly died when recovery was used on him. The time that it was used on him, that one time where it looked like he was dying, it was in the dream world, so he wasn't truly dead. His heart did not truly stop. So he was still alive and recovery could be used. 5 and 6 are dead. Dead. You can't use recovery on that because at that point now they're in the eternal slumber. Right? His heart did stop? Here's the thing, though. Baku is already showing, just with the Catastrom form itself, Baku's showing he's not normal. There's something about him that stands out. Zero knew it, which is why he brought him on, but no one else knew it. 5 and 6 were just indoctrinated. They were just indoctrinated into code. They were regular people. There's something about Baku that sets him above the rest. So, while you could use recovery on Baku to revive him, you're not using that on 5 and 6. They are gone. They're dead. They're donezo. They were a means to an end. And yeah, exactly. Kureha said herself that the fact that he could become ZETZ was proof. Remember, they're using the Lord Invoker system. He is using the Rider system, which if we're to believe just on that implication alone, the Rider system was something that other agents could not handle. Baku himself sets himself apart because he is a Rider, and because of that, there's something special about him. So ultimately, it comes down to Baku could easily revive with recovery. 5 and 6 can't. 5 and 6 are dead. They could try using recovery on them, but it's not going to do anything. The damage has been done, and by approximation, the damage to Baku's psyche has been done. Hence why we got Catastrom. Right? The thing is, that real gun has been a big plot point with Nox. He pointed it at Fujimi when he returned to the real world. He then shot 5 and 6 with it. That gun has some sort of significance. If I were to bet, this could be a persona. Not like legitimately a persona, but you know how the invokers are where you gotta shoot yourself to like summon the persona? Just because Nox said eternal slumber doesn't mean he might have actually killed them. Right? I'm willing to bet when he said eternal slumber, he meant that shit. I would wager that it's also why Nem is in an eternal slumber, right? Nem isn't dead. She's just asleep. I wouldn't be surprised if 5 and 6 were also put in an eternal slumber just like that. I wouldn't be surprised at all. I think it's a 4-parter. I think it's a 4-parter. Because clearly we're getting definitive once Baku starts dressing like Seven in real life. That feels like a definitive point. So this feels like a 4-parter. So ultimately, it's going to be like, I don't think he's going to truly gain control of Catastrom next episode. He'll just use his regular powers. But Catastrom is going to be that like fear in the background, right? And the more he's going to keep using Catastrom to the point where it's going to hurt him in some way, shape, or form. And then it becomes a whole thing where they're going to try to like, he's going to have to try to figure out a way to either coexist with Catastrom or something, right? Or like he's able to like purify Catastrom or something. So ultimately, I think it's going to be some sort of, how do I put this? Excuse me. It's going to be some sort of, I don't want to say MacGuffin. I mean, the Catastrom in and of itself is our mid-season MacGuffin, right? But the question is, how does it become its true form, our true mid-season power-up before we get to the end-season power-up? You know what I mean? Because they literally set this up to be the halfway point. And if y'all remember, usually hazard power-ups usually linger for about, 8 to 10 episodes before they get purified. So yeah, the fact that it was introduced in the previous episode, like, that it's been, well, the fact that it's introduced now on episode 22, right? Which means we're probably going to see it get purified around episode 30, 32-ish, right? It's going to, like, prevail. It's going to be there for a hot minute. So ultimately, what kind of damage is Catastrom going to do? That's the big thing, right? Because it's going to be an unruly power-up. No, the toy has 2 forms. I'm going to stop you right there. I know you mean well, but don't continue that line of logic, because again, that's spoilery territory, and I'd rather not be spoiled, you know? You're freaking out on the side. Like, right now, the story is taking, like, a huge leap, right? We went through this whole thing, right? We went through this whole thing for Nox. We sat there through the first several episodes of where it became apparent that Nox was being tormented. Baku goes out of his way to save Nox, to bring him back to the real world. And now here we are, several episodes later, everything came crashing down. Nox goes back on his character development and kills 2 people. At least as far as we know, 5 and 6 are dead. And Baku sees that they're dead, and they died at the hands of Nox. He has lost it. This is the lowest emotionally that he is, which is why the demon could come in, why Catastrom could come in. And you saw that change in his modus operandi. You saw the change in Baku's demeanor. This isn't that he's harnessed the power. He let the power in. The power has taken him over. He is becoming a monster. The more he uses that belt variation, the more I fear he's going to lose sight of himself. But here's the thing I think we need to pick up on. Why did Nox make it a point to say eternal slumber? Right? Why did he make it a point to say that? He could have just said, she's dead. But instead he used the term eternal slumber. That's why I feel like there's more to that gun than what we know. Right? There's more to that gun than what we know. But then again, you think about it, the exception to the powered hazard being 8 to 10 episodes with Saber was he was Berserk for like 3 episodes, and then Primitive Dragon was used like twice. Here's the thing, though. They kept telling him in Saber to not use it, right? Right, and they actually, to counteract that, Frost, is that they kept telling him not to do, and he knew not to use it. So it was prolonged a little bit because even he knew not to use it. But there were times within those 3 times that like he had to use it because he didn't see any other way out, and it was continuously hurting him. He didn't use it a lot, but the time still checks out because even he was afraid of Primitive Dragon. He was afraid of it. So that went on for a hot minute in Saber, right? So it was still a long period, but he knew not to use it. Your theory for the next episode, Baku's gonna rip Nox apart. I mean, I believe it. Wait, the 28th? Is there no Zets next week? Is Zets preempted next week? And while I will agree that Saber was a season of all time, I don't think it's as bad as people make it out to be, because I genuinely enjoyed Saber. I thought it was really good. The theme song was bumping, and it was just overall just great. But the next episode would be on the 21st, Dane. Why are you saying it'll be on the 28th? Are they preempting the 21st? That's what I'm saying. I actually enjoyed Saber. Saber, I thought, was really good in my opinion. Obviously, I don't understand like where the hate. I mean, I'm not going to say it was the greatest season. Like, it was good for the situation that it was in because they were filming with COVID restrictions. They did what they could with what they had, and for what they had, I thought it was really good. But overall, like, yeah, I would say that it's not as good as, the seasons that came after it or before it. It exists. But I think they did pretty good with what they had in Saber. I genuinely believe that. But ultimately, right now, we are looking at a very much a situation. It felt long when I was watching, but you rewatched it because you're rewatching a Reiwa. It was only 5? I mean, I don't know the reason for that. If I had to guess, because they were on, with the COVID restrictions, they couldn't tell that story as long as they wanted to. If I had to guess. I don't know if that's the actual reason. That's just me guessing. But the fact of the matter is this. Right now, we are in... Because here's the thing. Even when he says, Baku says, when he uses Catastrom, he even says, I will make your bad dream come true. This man... I don't even think that was Baku speaking. I think that was the Nightmare speaking. That was Catastrom himself saying that shit. Like, I feel like, yeah, Corrupted and Purified Combined Primitive was 5 episodes. God damn. And here you thought 5 was the actual Darkest Kamen Rider series? No, Dane, that honor goes to Amazons and Black Sun. Is there a difference between them at the moment? Not that I can outright say. Right? Because even when you look at the preview, there was a moment where he uses it, and the suit itself takes the form of the Nightmare. So I think they're one and the same right now, but not in a good way. Right? Because clearly he kept saying, it kept saying, I'll break you. To me, that says that, like, the Nightmare himself has taken control of Baku, because he was saying it in a trance. The way he's moving, like, that is erratic. Okay, no, I'll agree with you that name. Those were poorly paced. But I genuinely don't believe... Like, I feel like Saber and Ghost are in the same vein that they're better than everyone says they are. Like, granted, I have said on record that I liked Ghost, but it lacked being memorable. Like, I could not tell you anything that happened in Ghost. Because, like, it was a good series, but, like, man, I cannot remember a damn thing about it. Saber had some memorable moments. But again, it was hampered by the fact of COVID restrictions and all things like that. So it's actually, I say it's better than what people actually say it is. But people do have a point with their criticisms, right? They were forgettable. They weren't as impactful. They had their hands cuffed because of restrictions. Like, it was just a whole thing. It was a whole thing. But I genuinely think Saber and Ghost are better than what people give them credit for. I genuinely believe that. But I'm not saying that people's criticisms aren't valid. They make pretty good points, but I think it's just better than what people say it is. But, again, Fies was pretty dark. I'll be real with you. I haven't finished Fies, but I know it gets pretty fucking dark. But, like, and Kuga itself, also pretty fucking dark. Agito, not as dark, but it was still pretty dark. But at the end of the day, like, if you want dark, like Amazons and Black Sun, because those were literally made for adults. Those were adult series. So ultimately, yeah, those are gory as fuck. Those are dark as fuck. You remember Ghost carrying Spectre's sister to be resurrected instead of him? Yeah, yeah. And Blades going absolutely ham on Zeus. Yeah. That Northern Base arc, I think, was the best part of Zets, if I'm being perfectly honest. I wasn't a fan of, like, the Saber's, quote, the Traitor's Saber arc. I wasn't a fan of that. But once we start getting into fighting, like, the head of the org, and, like, the whole Northern Base, like, I was in it. I was in that. That shit ruled. Because the evil was coming from inside the base, you know? I loved it. I loved that shit. So, ultimately, like, yeah, but I think, like, Ghost was pretty forgettable, and I will admit. But I did enjoy it when I watched it. A lot of people, I think's biggest problem with Ghost was Mugen. Which, I see the problem. I see the problem, because it was like, he just got it. Right? He didn't fight for it. He just, yeah. It, like, also, like, flew in the face of literally the entire premise, which was historical figures, like ghosts. And then the final power-up is emotion. That's a weird dichotomy there. Oh yeah, Sabala and Durendal, I think, are, like, the standouts of Saber, because, hell, they even crossed over with Zenkaiger. They crossed over, just those two. Sabala and Durendal just crossed over with, they were the only ones that crossed over with Zenkaiger. And I thought that was an interesting play, right? Not to mention Sabala and Durandal's whole dynamic, I think, was, like, caught a lot of people off guard, and because of that, they like got into it, right? A brother and sister acting like more than brother and sister, fighting for each other, like a lot of people, like, that gravitated toward that was like, yeah, like I call that the Wincest era, because, like, y'all know what people were gravitating for. Y'all know what it was. So it's like, yeah, like, goddamn. Yeah, you know what, man? We haven't had a Kamen Rider game in, like, so long. What, like 6-7 years? The last one was Memory of Heroes on Switch, and I have that. I have Memory of Heroes. In physical. I have it physical. And I'm, like, sitting here like that was the last Kamen Rider game. And, like, y'all couldn't even throw us a new mobile game. And no, I don't count Ride Comments. I don't know what the fuck that shit was. But Kamen Rider, it was not. But, like, y'all couldn't give us a new game? Come on. Y'all making me sad up in here. Like, y'all, we need a new Kamen Rider game. And with Zets coming out, you can give us a Zets game. Give us a Zets game. Come on. Come on. But anyway, ultimately, we are standing here on the precipice of Hazard, right? The Hazard form has taken hold. How it's going to affect things going forward, I don't know. We have our own suspicions as to what happens. The fact that he is holding up that power up, holding up the power up in his hand, just smiling. Like, I don't want to believe that he's already going to tame it by then. He's going to use it. He's going to look confident. But I feel like Catastrom is still going to take the reins. I feel like it's genuinely going to be a case of Catastrom just fucking shit up. Right? But, like, which makes me feel like that particular scene in the preview is a bit of a, I don't want to say a false hearing, but it's like, bro, you're not conquering your Hazard form in 2 episodes. If you are, that's a shit Hazard form. For real. But I do quite believe that, like, this arc is finally going to wrap itself up with a bow. How the Catastrophe Nightmare is going to play out even more than Catastrom. It's just, he's going to be fully dressed as 7. And he's, like, in real life. He's going to fully dress the part. So, like, at that point, he's going to be confident. I don't think it's going to be sadism because I feel like the aggro is going to come from Catastrom. Because he was aggroed there in the show at the end there because the power up was already in the belt. It was already in there. But, like, he's going to be holding the power up in his hand. So once he puts it in, Catastrom takes over, I think. But, like, now, like, the whole thing with, like, will Zets kill it? He'll have to tame it, I think. Right? I feel like 3 is going to have to, like, let the cat out of the bag of how the capsules are made so that he can actually, like, capture and like, tame Catastrom. That's what I think it is. Right? That's what I think it's going to go. Like, he's going to have to reveal it to him. Right? If not 3, then 0 will have to make an appearance. I don't know how it works. I don't know how it's going to happen. But as far as we know, he needs to know how it works. Right? Because ultimately, like, him embracing the power in this way is making him lose control of himself by letting Catastrom take over. So some capsule lore about how they're made so that he can figure out how to tame Catastrom, I feel like is needed. You know? But we'll find out next week. So I hope you guys will tune into that. But before we go, tomorrow, I'm probably going to do it like super early, depending on when my, well, actually, I actually have a thing to do tomorrow. I just remembered. So I don't know at what time I'll be doing it. I'll probably be doing it early because I do have something I have to do tomorrow. So I might do it early. So keep an eye on your sub feeds. If you're not subbed already, you're going to want to go ahead and do that because tomorrow is the first episode of the Space Sheriff ZEZTZ-udan. Name is still pending on that. That's the most comfortable, ZEZTZ-udan. So tomorrow we're going to be looking at the first episode of Space Sheriff, Super Space Sheriff Gavan Infinity. We're going to be looking at that tomorrow because we did not get a simulcast, so we're going to have to do it the old-fashioned way. But there is news going around that we are going to get Gavan, but not in simulcast form. I don't know how true that is. I only heard that from someone on Twitter, so I don't know if there's truth to that. But it looks like we are going to be getting Gavan, just not in simulcast form. So that's the big thing. So tomorrow, keep an eye out on your sub feeds. I'll make a point to announce it on social media when we're doing it. But tomorrow, the first episode of the Space Sheriff ZEZTZ-udan will start. I hope you guys will be there because it's the first episode of a new era. The new superhero time bumper, I'm probably going to see that on TikTok when I look it up later. But I will see you guys tomorrow for the first episode of the Super Space Sheriff ZEZTZ-udan Infinity. long ass name. We'll just call it the Space Sheriff ZEZTZ-udan. I will see you guys tomorrow. Until then, I hope you guys have a lovely rest of your night. I hope you will all take it easy. To my purple site, folks, let's see where I'm sending y'all today. Where am I sending y'alls? Where must I send the people? Where must I send the pebbles? Makes no sound. Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna send my Twitch peoples. I'm gonna send y'all over to my boy Crimbo. Send you over to Crimbo. I ain't rated him in a hot minute. Let's do that. All right. Thank you guys so much for coming out to the Kamen Rider ZEZTZ-udan. I will see you tomorrow for the Space Sheriff ZEZTZ-udan. Until then, I am Call Sign Henshin, your mercenary of fortune, your mercenary with the kicks, coming to you live from 2286, reminding you that the future is yours and yours alone to conquer. Seize it by any means necessary. Until then, I will see you all tomorrow. Peace out!